Neutron is the heaviest particle, but it has no charge. When we see an atom, electron is negative, proton is positive, which is present in nucleus. So nucleus is positively charged and the outer electrons are negatively charged. So the whole atom is neutral because negative and positive charges effect of each other. All right. So you should understand what are fundamental or subatomic particles. Now one by one we will study the discovery of these. First is, before discovery of electrons, you must know what are electrodes. Actually electrodes are plates made up of metals. What is anode? Anode is positively charged electrode by which the electrons leave an electrical device. Cathode is negatively charged electrode by which electrons enter an electrical device. It means anode is attached to positive terminal of a battery and cathode is attached to negative terminal of a battery. And sometimes it happens students do not remember that anode is positive or cathode is negative. So learn this word, don't panic. Positive is anode, negative is cathode. And this is the electrolytic solution. This is the process of electrolysis, what you are going to study in chapter number 9 in detail. But here you must remember that positive is anode and negative is cathode. Discovery of electron. Come on to page number 43 and 44 in your book. That will help you. Introduction. The fundamental particle carrying a negative charge, that is electron, was discovered in 1897 by the British physicist J.J. Thomson. What apparatus he used? That is called gas discharge tube. This is the original picture. This tube is a glass tube usually, or neon sign or TV tube, which consists of glass tube fitted with two metal electrodes, as I have told you, anode and cathode, connected to a high voltage source and a vacuum pump. You can see here, this is a battery which is giving a high voltage, and this is vacuum pump, and it has filled a gas inside. Okay, so what are the parts? Anode, cathode, a gas inside, vacuum pump, and a high voltage battery. What he did, current of high potential is passed between the electrodes. Then what he observed, streaks of bluish light extended from cathode towards anode. You can see here, cathode towards anode, bluish light appear, cause the wall at the opposite end of the tube glow where they strike. They go and strike here and cause this wall to glow. What is the result? These rays were called cathode rays. Basically these rays are called cathode rays. These rays reflected towards positive plate in electric and magnetic field. You can see they are moving towards anode. It means if they are negative, then they will move to positive terminal. Okay, because opposite charges attract each other. So these are negative, that's why they are moving towards positive anode. These rays were named as electrons. Electrons were obtained irrespective of the nature of cathode or gas in the discharge tube. J.J. Thomson changed this metal plate and repeat the experiment again, and then he changed the nature of gas within the tube and then repeat the experiment again, but the result was same. Cathode rays move from cathode towards anode. Electrons are constituents of all matter. It means electrons are present in all kinds of gases and these metal plates also. Okay, so this is the result of discovery of electron. Now we must know what are the properties of cathode rays. Come on to page number 44 in your book. They travel linearly. They cast shadows of objects placed in their path towards the anode, proving that they travel in a straight line. They travel linearly. These are cathode rays moving here, and here is an object, so they cast the shadow. It means they are moving linearly. as shadow is formed by the sunlight also. Sunlight